Hey everybody, welcome to another con support video. This one is on number of solutions to a system of equations graphically. Now, as you guys know, a system of equations just means basically two functions that are graphed on the same coordinate plane. So it's just wherever they're true. Like in other words, wherever they intersect. So if you're looking at a graph and you see one point where they intersect, there's one solution. If it looks like they're identical, that means there's an infinite number of solutions. And if it looks like they never intersect, that would be there's no solution. There's no place where they cross. Okay, so let's go explore and see what happens. So here it says, how many solutions does the system have? All right, you can use the interactive graph below to find the answer. So y equals 3x plus 3 and y equals negative 2x plus 3. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to graph each line. So 3x plus 3 is slope-intercept form. That means the y-intercept is 3 and the slope is 3. So it means you're going to start with a intercept of 3. So it crosses 3 at the y-axis and has a slope of 3. So that means up 3 to the right 1. So there's your blue line. That's the first line here. Y equals 3x plus 3. It starts at 3 on the y-axis, right there. And then it grows by 3 every time x increases by 1. And then here you have the second line, y equals negative 2x plus 3. So obviously that crosses at 3 on the y-axis as well, and it has a negative 2 slope, so down 2 to the right 1. Well, but obviously since they both cross at that same point, at the y-axis of 3, they're not the same line, so they have one solution. They have one solution at 0, 3. So how many solutions do they have? Exactly one solution, right? It would be no solution if they never intersect. In other words, they're parallel lines. And it would be an infinite solution if they're exactly the same line. This one says, how many solutions does the system have? You can use the internet. Okay, I got this. So 4x minus 6y equals negative 24, and 2x minus 3y equals negative 6. Well, I'm just looking at this, and if you were to double the bottom equation here times everything by 2, wouldn't you get the top equation? No, you wouldn't actually. You get 4x minus 6y equals negative 12. I thought it was too similar, but it's not. So yeah, okay, let's just graph this. Then it's probably one solution or no solutions. Let's find out what it is. So in this case, for the first line, 4x minus 6y equals negative 24, you're going to solve for the x and y intercepts. So for the x-intercept, it's going to be negative 24 divided by 4, because you're going to turn the y value to 0, and it's going to go away. So you get 4x equals to negative 24. So negative 24 divided by 4 is going to be negative 6. So this first line crosses the x-axis at negative 6. So move that to negative 6. And then the y-intercept is going to be negative 6y equals negative 24, because the x is 0. So you're going to then divide by negative 6 both sides, and you get y equals positive 4. So this one's going to cross the y-axis at 4 and the x-axis at negative 6. The other line is 2x minus 3y equals negative 6. The x-intercept is going to be where y is 0, so that's going to be 2x equals negative 6, which is going to be negative 6 divided by 2, which is going to be negative 3. So our x-intercept for this one is going to be negative 3. And our y-intercept for this one is going to be when x is 0, so it'll be negative 3y equals negative 6. Divide both sides by negative 3, and you're going to get y equal to positive 2, because negative 6 divided by negative 3 is positive 2. So the y-intercept for this one is positive 2. And what you notice about them is they are parallel lines, right? So they actually are two lines that are parallel. And so because they're parallel, they're never going to intersect. This one's one where we have no solution, right? There's no solution to the system because these two lines will never cross. All right, this one here is 4x minus 10y equals negative 20, and 6x minus 15y equals negative 30. If you were to divide everything here by 2, you get 2x minus 5y equals negative 10. If you divide everything here by 3, you get 2x minus 5y equals negative 10. So these two lines are actually the same line. So even without graphing it, we can see they're the same line. So we can just say that there's infinitely many solutions, because literally they're the same line, right? Like if you divide the top all terms by 2, you get 2x minus 5y equals negative 10. If you divide the bottom one all by 3, you get that same 2x minus 5y equals negative 10. So these are actually the same line. And then it says, how many solutions does the system have? So this one's y equals x plus 1. To graph that line, you're just going to go to 1 on the y-axis, and the slope is x, which is basically 1x, right? So the slope is 1. So we're looking at up 1 to the right 1, 45-degree angle. And then we have the other one, y equals 2x minus 5. The y-intercept is -5, so go to -5 on the y-axis. And then the slope is 2, so it's going to be up 2 over 1. So up 2 to the right 1, and there's your line. You can see they do cross right there. So there's one spot where they'll intersect, so that means exactly one solution. And that's how you do these problems. Remember, if the lines are parallel, basically, then they're never going to cross, no solution to the system. If the lines are exactly the same line in a slightly different form, then that means that they are going to be an infinite solution because they're the same line. And if you are talking about a situation where you have only one place where they cross because they don't have the same slope and they're not the same line, then you're going to talk about a situation with one solution. All right.